So I've got myself this 1994 Standing Orders of the House of Commons. Now, these standing orders, they do not have a petitions committee. There is no petitions committee because they scrapped it, right? So in the public petitions section, it's when you present petitions to the House after they've been presented, they don't get passed to the petitions committee. They get passed to a minister of the Crown, and then the ministers of the Crown have a look at them, and then they report back to the House any comments they've got on them, right? And also, it's about petitions presented by members. So this is after these changes where members' privileges don't take immediate priority, but that's only for members. We have the right to go to the bar and it not be presented by a member, right? So it doesn't fall under that particular standing order. So therefore, it can fall under urgent immediate grievance, right, of an issue that needs sorting out. Obviously, if it's a contempt of Parliament, it's important because that's a serious crime and offence, misconduct against petitioners, right? Surely. But anyway, so I was just reading. Let's get back to the Attorney General because we're trying to find out about the Attorney General now. Although I am learning other things as well. Every time I get a new one of these books, right, because it's kind of slightly different format and layout, I'll end up reading something which I haven't read before from the others, or just wasn't interested in reading, just because how it just plays out, right? So it's not that I'm interested in public petitions, right? That's my thing, rights and public petitions. So I'm not being interested in, getting law put through Parliament. So I've never read any of that, right? You thought, well, why don't you read the whole thing? There's a lot to read in those books, and I haven't got that much time. I've got to choose to learn on the things that I want to learn, right? But I have ended up expanding what I read in the books every time I get a new copy, just because the index and the constitution of the book's different, and it'll attract me to different parts of the book, or I'll notice something different in the index that I hadn't seen in the other version, just because that's just how it goes. But anyway, I thought I'd actually made a mistake when it comes to that privileges committee. So I know that select committees are select committees. They have selected members, right? And these are standing committees. Now, when we heard about the Attorney General being able to attend a standing committee, right, I just kind of expected it, thought it meant any committees, right? But so these are the standing committees. They've only got certain standing committees, but they are actually meant to be of the House of Commons, right, according to this. Everything that I've read so far suggests that it is the House of Commons. They're appointed by the Speaker. These are the standing orders for the House of Commons, not the House of Lords. These are not the type of committees that knock out these reports at the end of the, at the end of the sessions when you've got Lords and MPs on. These are actually proper to do business of the House of Commons before it gets passed over to the House of Lords, right? Now, this is the thing. These standing committees, right? They're called standing committees, and then each one of them, it tells you the constitution of standing committees, and then it will say Standing Committee for Regional Affairs or Standing Committee for Statutory Instruments, right? Okay? Now, this is the thing. Does that mean that I was wrong when I said, when I was mentioning the Attorney General and the Privileges Committee? Was I completely wrong about that, right? Well, we're right about the Attorney General really is supposed to be a member of the House of Commons if he's going to take part in these standing committees. And that's in 87. It's actually... Number 87 is actually in the standing committee section, right? It's not in the select committee section anyway. But when you do look at the select committee section, true, all these are meant to be select committees, but after it says nomination of select committees and, and the sitting of them and the quorum, etc., this is the thing, right? These select committees have got names, right? So we've got the Select committee, we've got, right, select committee on broadcasting, right? Then we've got select committee on parliamentary commission. Then we've got select committee on European legislation, right? So these are by name, right? They're all named. Let's turn over what we've got. Oh, we're straight onto public petitions there. Now, the thing is, right, this is the thing. Some of them, the select committees, are called select committee. So, like, 126 here, it's called the Select Committee on Parliamentary Commission for Administration. And 125B is the Select Committee on Broadcasting. 125A is the Finance and Services Committee. Now, this is the thing. For privileges, it's not named the Select Committee on Privilege, right? It's not called the Select Committee on Privilege. It's called just the Committee of Privileges. It's just called the Committee of Privileges. It's not called the Select Committee on Privileges. Now, that's interesting. Does that mean that it doesn't be treated as a Select Committee? Because it's not called the Select Committee of Privileges, it's just called the Committee of Privileges. It is under the Select Committee Index, right? Nomination of select committees, list of members for select committees, etc., right? But is it if it's not called the Select Committee on European Legislation, and it's not called standing committee on this or that, does that mean that it's kind of got, could it be regarded as having a special status? You know, like, is it possible that it's chosen in the way that a select committee is chosen, but it's not named a select committee, it's just a committee of privilege? So does that mean that it's just a committee? It's just a committee, but they just happen to put it together under the select committee model, but it's just it's neither. It could possibly be regarded as it's neither a select committee nor a standing committee. It's just a committee of privilege, but you need to decide how you're going to put it together, and they chose to use the select committee model for it. I don't know. I'm just like hypothesizing now, right? This is like really like, you know, this is not professional. This is kind of like, this is purely speculation, right? But, I mean, that's the thing. You would have thought that if it was concerning privileges of members, the Attorney General would need to be involved, because, like, you know, if anyone's got any legal issues to resolve, then the Attorney General might need to be consulted or deliberate with it, right? That's the thing. So that's a good question. But this does not affect the overall claim that the Attorney General has to be a member of the House of Commons, right? I just thought that the Privileges Committee is the most obvious thing that you might want him to deliberate with or consult with, right? Even if he's not a member of it. I might be wrong about that, but that's interesting. That means that I'm not completely, totally thick and retarded when I said, oh, yeah, you know, what's the, you know, Attorney General be doing with the Privileges Committee if he's not a member of the House, right? Well, no, it's not even a standing committee, but that's the thing. It's not called the Select Committee of Privileges, it's called Committee of Privileges, right? So I still might have something on that, right? But I'd have to look. This is the thing. Obviously, I haven't finished my research. I need to look it up, right? I need to, like, you know, find out if the Attorney General's been involved in the Privileges Committee. We don't know. He might have been, he might not, but I'll soon find out when I look into it. But as for standing committees, it does seem like, at least on the standing committee basis, he doesn't have to be a member of the House of Commons, or he can't take part. Maybe they might not want him to take part or not need him, but, I mean, you know, why have it in there? You know, it would seem, a bit of a loss to not have one when he's meant to be there, or has got a right to be there. So we'll see anyway. So that's interesting. It's called Committee of Privilege, not Select Committee on Privilege, but it's still under the Select Committee model. But still, we've got these standing committees, but it does seem like these standing committees are made from the Commons. So we'll see. We'll see what I find out, and I'll try and find out if Attorney Generals have attended Privilege Committee meetings.